I'm Bev Adams. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! I'd like to show you this cute little wood crate. It uses wood crate framelits. I used Basket of Wishes for this greeting here. I used hardwood and the Simple Stripes Textured Impressions folder. My cardstock is a simple half sheet of crumb cake, 4 1/4 by 11. A 6-inch piece of tissue paper. This is not Stampin' Up! And my inks are Crumb Cake and Real Red. I will also be using the tailored tag punch and this 1/4 inch solid ribbon in Real Red. I have my Big Shot platform, the thin die adapter, my cut up plate, and my cardstock, and I'm going to put the flat end on the end of my cardstock and roll that through the Big Shot. And that pops right out. Then I want to roll it through a second time. This time I want to turn my framelit around so that I can put this box end there so they fit kind of closer together. All the popping is totally normal. Used to scare me. And that leaves you with this end that we will use for our tag. Next I want to stamp with hardwood. You can buy the big giant blocks or you can buy the wood mount. I found out you don't have to use any kind of block. You can use it straight in your case or on your table. The secret is to get it flat, and so I'm going to kind of iron it with a block. I'm putting the scored side down and just using a block. This is a D block. If you don't want to pick up any ink from your stamp, you could add a piece of paper on top. This will all be inside. I don't care about that little bit. I think it adds to the charm. Ink it again. Putting the scored side down. A little ironing. You don't want this to slip around on your stamp. Inking it again. On mine I have the grain of the label going up and down and the grain of the box going this way. I'm going to do the grain of the wood going side to side just to see which I like better. Stamping my greeting, happy day, happy year, happy life. Real Red, and punch that out with that Tailor Tag punch. And then I'm just using a sponge dauber to sponge this tag around the edges. Next I want to assemble the crate. There are score lines already here. I'm just going to crease on the score line, and there's a score line here. You can set it on the edge of your table. I'm just using my bone folder to help me crease those a little bit straighter. And then there's tabs on the end. Please forgive all the noise. They're apparently doing some sort of training on our military base nearby. And so there's lots of planes flying over. We're on their flight path. So I'm creasing these the same way for both pieces. Note that the end of the box is a little bit higher than the sides of the box. And so when you're going to match, take that into account. Bringing in my adhesive, so I'm using my silicone mat. On my directions, I've kind of labeled the sides. This is the end, this is the side, this is tab A, bottom, and tab B. But I want to put adhesive on these ends. And I would recommend any strong adhesive. I'm using Fast Fuse, but tear and tape would be great. So I'm putting adhesive on those two tabs. Putting these together, I'm going to match the bottom of the crate with the score line so that this end will go up a little higher. Don't match the tops. And then when you go to crease here, it should match there. Now we want to put adhesive on the tab, on tab B. And it doesn't matter which one, you're going to tuck this inside the box. And then I'm putting adhesive on the inside here. Tuck this tab into that slot. And then close it up. And that's the crate. Bringing in my Simple Stripes Textured Impressions folder. I want you to note the Sizzix and Stampin' Up! Logo. We are going to ink this folder on the side with that. Open up your stamp pad. Notice that you've got one end with the kind of finger grips, and this one has the foam closer to the edge. I'm going to bring in just a scrap of paper just so I don't have as much cleaning to do. You're going to use this ink to ink this folder. Just drag it across. You want to get that as even as you can, but it's not critical if it's not perfect. Stick your piece of tissue paper on your folder, close it up, bring in your Big Shot. This is not a thin die, so take out the thin die adapter. Put in one cutting plate and then your folder. Top it with your second cutting plate and roll that through the Big Shot. And that gives you stripes. And then we're going to repeat. So, inking again on that same side. This time we're going to put the inked side down and we're going to rotate it. Bring back the Big Shot and roll it through again. As I'm putting this in, especially with the big 6-inch folders, do not use the folded side on the side of the Big Shot. Because they are just about as big as your platform, it's easy to get it just a little bit off and then be rolling up that fold against the side of your Big Shot. Not a good idea. That gives us our plaid cloth. So we're just going to put our treasures inside, whatever treasures you want, and put that into your crate. Add our label with a couple of dimensionals, and that fits perfectly on the crate. I'm bringing in Gidget's Bow Maker. I do have a link to this on my website under Products by Bev. You're just going to wrap it around the posts. The one that goes over is going to go under and through. Bring it to the front. And then tie this in a knot. Slip it up over the posts and you have a lovely bow. Then I'm just going to use a glue dot. This glue dot is actually almost larger than the ribbon. So if it extends past, just pinch it, just pinch the glue dot behind. And put this on the edge of your label. And that's it. If you would like the full directions, they're free. Come on over to bevadams.com. You'll find the direct link on the video right here. And if you're watching on YouTube, it will be in the video description down below. Talk to you soon. Bye.